Right, so we are ready with our drawing, photograph poised by here. I've got a big tub of water, I've got my big mop brush, and we're going to do the first wash. I'm going to be using quinacridone magenta, Prussian blue, a little bit of yellow orange azo. I'm also going to add to that a little bit of Sennelier purple and another big puddle of yellow orange azo. One of my favourite colours, I love it. That's going to make our green. So what we're going to do now, excuse me, blow the bits off it. The first layer is going to be a wash. It's going to be very faint colour, the lightest colour of things in the picture. And I'm not trying to keep the colours definitely in their places, although I want a majority of this in that pale bluey pink. I'm not going to make edges. So I'm going to begin with my big mop brush, soaking wet, and I'm going to wet the whole picture right out to the edges of my paper, because I'm not sure where I want the blurry outsides to stop, so I'm going out as far as possible. There we are. Now I'm going to mix together. I'll bring my palette over here so you can see a little bit of this quinacridone magenta. I managed to say it right that time. Wash your brush. A tiniest touch of yellow orange azo. I'm going to have to sort of jig this. Tiny touch of Prussian blue. You can see that's far too green at the moment. So another load of, there we are, now we're getting somewhere close. So we've got that magenta colour and it's toned down with a tiny hint of yellow and a tiny hint of blue. Back to my great big mop brush. Let's see how weak that is. There we are. Really, really weak. And that's going to go in the middle. Very roughly where the flower is. There we are, my rose. Oh, I've forgotten the colour. Hang on. My rose wants a little bit of Naphthal Crimson. Not sure how to say that either. Weird names, but lovely colours. And again, I don't want it too strong. Let's put a bit of that on the rose. So a little bit redder. Oh, that's nice. You see how it's just finding its way. The little hint of pink that's on there is enough. Now I'm going to put a little bit of that blue in with my yellow and create my background green. And I'm dipping in the water again to make sure that it is really, really weak. There we are, roughly over the edges, but it really is roughly. And it wants to be very pale at this stage. That's a little bit heavy by there. Put a bit over here. Don't worry about it going into the flower a little. Doesn't matter at all. But I do want a nice pale colour at the moment. So I want lots of water because that blue and that yellow are very, very strong. And there's a hint of pink up there, which is fine. I'm leaving that flower. Hint of green out there. And I like the pink extending down there. And then, okay, I'm going to tip it, let it run a bit, let it settle. There we are. And leave it to dry before the next stage. Just a quick tip for doing this. Here's another wetted piece of paper. Let's put a bit of colour into it and let's just give it a little minute to run around. I'll put a few colours on it so I can just demonstrate. Tipping it, tilting it, allowing the colours to flow and to mix and to mingle, and it also gives you a nice gentle edge. Okay, now if there's a piece, if it has covered a piece that you really don't want it to, just wait a little minute, hardly any time. Take it off with a piece of kitchen roll. As long as you've waited for it to stop being so wet that it runs, you can just take out a piece. Now if I go back to my picture, which is round this side, is it too dry now? No. See the edge of that leaf where I don't want green? Just picking it out by there. This is also a piece of flower. Pick it out. Sometimes I don't mind a bit of green, but I think I don't want it there. Yep, and maybe on some of these pinky flowers, I'll take it out again. I think that will do. There we are.